Hi, welcome back to my channel. So I was coming back in with the butterfly dance, but I've decided to come in with the Hello Spring collection again with a couple of different designs of card that I've been having to play around with a few different shapes of cards. So this one, I'm just going to move this corresponding card stock out of the way. So this one is I've cut this down from an A3 piece of paper, card, 300 GSM to 16 by 7, and then I folded it at the 7 mark, and then I've scored at 14 and at 16, or at 1 and at 2 if you've got the smaller trimmer. I've got the large, not trimmer, I've got the large scoreboard. So that is the card base, and the one I'm using is this Hello Kitty one, and this is the card stock for that one. So I just need my trimmer so that I can cut down my gold mirror and my card stock for this card. So yeah, I've got my gold mirror, so I need it 2 notches under the 7 that way, and 2 notches under the 7 this way. So that will be going onto the top of there, and then I need a piece for the step bit here, which that bit might be big enough, although this is only 1 inch, this step thing at the front here, this one, so it's just 1 inch wide. So I'm going to cut this other piece down to 2 notches under the 1, hopefully, and what I'm going to do to hold it in place is put a bit of tape just on there so it doesn't move when my trimmer cuts through that. Stick that back on my machine, and then this bit here, 2 notches under the 7 again, so that goes onto the front of that bit, and then my card stock. So I'm going to try and keep the kitty on here so that this goes over this way as well. So I'm going to turn this around so I get the kitty on. So this needs to be 4 notches under the 7, and then I need to do this one with 4 notches under the 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take let me see now, I might take it from the bottom so I'll still get my kitty in. So I'm going to do 4 notches that way. It still leaves me with a little bit, so that's going to go onto there. And then with this piece of cardstock, I want the red, the red bit for the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to do the red. So I need to go 4 notches under the 1, and I'm just going to put that I'm just going to put that bit of tape back onto there to hopefully hold this in position while I cut the strip. And then this way I need it to be 4 notches under the 7 this way, and then that should be big enough to go onto this one, which, yep, it fits on there perfectly. Just going to get rid of my trimmer out of the way, and then just going to grab my glues, so my all-purpose Kalau and my tacky glue. Hopefully this bottle works. Just going to move that out of the way for a minute. Grab my cardstock. So I'm just going to put this just on the centre once it comes out of my bottle. Just like that. And then this one as well, in the corners. and then put this onto my gold mirror. Like so. Let's give it a press down so that it sticks to the gold. It doesn't lift up, hopefully. And then the same with this bit here. Just down the centre, and then a little bit of tacky glue just on there. Bring my gold strip in, and hopefully place this onto there. Give it a little bit of a wriggle room so that you've got time to move it about, which is why the glue is better than using tape. So that is that bit, and then bring this back in, get my glue again, all purpose on there, and then tacky glue on these corners. Like so. Hopefully it'll stay standing. My glue bottom, which it has, and then place this onto here. Hopefully I've cut this and it's going to sit on there perfectly, hopefully. And that should still stand. Oops. Might have to give the card a bit of a burnish down so that when you get to open it, it stands up. Whoops, whoops, stands up. I've seen these cards made so many different ways. I've seen Sybil Jane make these stepper cards, but she's seen in her videos when I've watched, she doesn't. I haven't seen her like fold it the way I've done. I've seen her do it where she's cut the step bit out of another piece of card and then stuck it to the front of this, of a main card base. I suppose you can do it either way. Choice is yours. I think doing it this way, if you get it right, it should. Oops, keep knocking my glue over. It should work, but I think I'm to put this card, when I picked it up off of there, I think I put this card the wrong way around. I think it should have been on the other way, but it still works on here. I'm still happy with how it's going to turn out. So now on this back bit, I'm going to put some double-sided foam pad strip from my reel on here. Obviously the bigger the topper, the easier it is using this kind of foam pads, and because I get so many of these reels, rather than me just leaving them sitting in a drawer, I'm going to start using them for this purpose of big toppers like this, so you don't have to use all the little tiny ones. But preference is, if you prefer using the smaller strips, I use both on things, but I've just decided, because I get so many of these when I buy my foam pads, that they just sit, I collect them and then they just sit in my drawer or in my on my trolley, and I don't use them, so I've decided to start using them now. So this is going to go onto here, and it's going to cover over the little kitty a little bit on the right hand side, sorry. So I'm just placing him or her down on there, and then when you stand this up, it should stand up perfect. And then we've got a little, oops, got a couple of borders, and we've got sent with love, best wishes, and lots of kitten kisses. So we've got this one that says especially for you, and then we've got the little cherry, or whatever they are on the tree, cherries I'd call them. I'm just going to come and trim this one off, because I'm going to try and see if I can incorporate this one onto this design. And then I'm just going to come in with my all-purpose glue on this one. It's down there. Bring this back in. I'm going to flatten that out a little bit. Just put that from corner all the way across there. Get my scissors. Snip that little bit off, and I don't think I went all the way along, so I'm going to have to put a little bit more glue on there, because I didn't want it to stick right down, so that I could get that up. And there we go with that one. And obviously the sentiment I'm going to use is this Kitten Kisses one. So this is going to be put on with some foam pads. These ones. Just put 3 on there. Ouch, just punched the table on the desk, putting them in the bin. And this is going to go onto this step bit at the bottom here, and it's just going to come in, hopefully centre. There we go, perfect. And then that should stand up like that, which it does. So that's good. And then I've got my gold gems. Oh, tip them out again. So I'm just gonna put a couple up here, about 3 I think. I might have to get my tweezers for this one, because these gems are a little bit tricky to pick up. And then place them just on that corner there, I think. I don't think I'm going to put any more than just the 3 on there for this one, because it's got a lot of other elements on there from the kitten as well. So I don't want to stand that up at the moment, because every time I stand that up, the gems tend to fall off. So that is card number 1. And then the other bit the other design that goes with this one, where did I put it? Over this side. So it's this relaxing day base layer. Sit back, relax, enjoy your day. So I'm just going to set up, see, because it's the same style of topper. So I'm just going to set up for my next card with a design, and see what I'm going to come in with on this one. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back now. So I've just been having another play around with a card design, and I've had to work all my workings out, and I've written them all down. So you get an A3 piece of card, you cut this down to 12, and then you score 1, 2, 3 and then 4 on your board, on your trimmer, on your scoreboard, sorry. And my scoreboard is the large one, so you just put it on there like that, and score the 1, score 2, score 3, score 4, and then you burnish them all down. And then I need some red liner tape for this one, which I'm going to use the wide one when I can get it out of my drawer for these bits. just to make it a bit easier. This is not from Hunkydory, this is from Amazon. So I'm just going to put one piece onto there, and then get my scissors, which I've put over there, trim that down. I'm going to put 2 pieces on, I think, just to make it secure. And then burnish them down. I can find my burnish tool, which is here, just so that they are easier for me to get off the back ends. I'm just going to peel these off, like so, throw them in the bin, and then what you need to do is fold that over, give that a burnish. So make sure you burnish every crease on the card, and then you come in with this and hopefully it will work or you can go this way if you prefer, if you don't get stuck to it. But I tend to come in this way. It's not going to work for me again. Last time I tried to do this it didn't work. There we go, because I didn't burnish that one down enough. So you do that and then you form that step. So that is that bit done. So next you take a bit of gold mirror. So this is an A4 glamorous gold from Hunkydory, and the card bit that you're going to decorate is just this top bit here. So this is about, should have been 7, but it's under 7 for some reason. So we're just going to take it like 3 notches under the 7, and I'll see how that is. And then that way it should be 8. Oops, I'm working it out. Just having a quick look. So that way it should be 7 as well. Is that side that? Yeah, so I'm going to take that to 2 notches under the 8. So I've never made this card before, so I'm just going to place that on there for this minute. The card is going to be that way around anyway, just so it's more 8 that way and 8 that way. So I know, because it's underneath the thing. So 7 by 8. So 7 this way, 8 wide. So that is that bit for the minute. I'm going to bring in my cardstock, and hopefully I'm going to get this in, so just so you can keep up with the measurements, I tend to put that on there for the minute. So it needs to be 8 in the width, so it's going to go 4 notches under the 8, although I want to keep that bit on the bottom, so I'm going to turn it around. So this would be 4 notches under 8, and then we're going to go, I'm going to try 4 notches under the 7. Just going to double check. So I'm going to try 4 notches under the 7. So I'm going to be cutting off this top border here, and then hopefully this should fit on here. If not, I'll have to make another piece of card, cut another piece of gold mirror, which is not a problem. So that'll be onto there like so. And then I need the bit of scrap that I've cut. So this is 1 inch in depth. So I need 2 pieces of this. So I need that way, and then I need 2 notches under the 8. Might have to cut another notch off because I think I've done it so that it, yeah, so I need to cut off, it's supposed to be 2 notches under the inch to get that so it sits in a bit. So I'm just going to get my tapers I've used plenty of times and trim that down to the size that I need. So I need to do another one that size for the top bit, which is in here. So I'm just going to do this one again. So if I go 2 notches under the 1, bring my tape in, place that down, cut, and then take that off, turn that over, 2 notches under the 8 again, and that would be the other one. So then now I need 2 pieces of this, which I could go with that one and go that way around on it, or I could go with that one and have that at the bottom. But I don't think it's going to be big enough, to be honest. I need to go 4 notches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this one. So it needs to be 4 notches under the 8, which is slightly, it's not too bad, and then I need to go 4 notches under the 1. And set down, trim. So this will be for the front panel, which that go onto there, and that go onto there like so, and then that go onto there. And then this one, I don't know if this is going to be, I need to trim this one down anymore, which I do. So I'm going to trim this down just to 4 notches under the 1, which is just a fragment off, because I need this other bit for the other layer that I've got. Excuse me. So I'm just going to throw that little bit away. So that goes onto there, and that will go on the inside there. And then you have this piece here. So I'm just going to move them out of the way for the moment. Just going to put them there. So this bit is going to sit over the top of the card like so, with my topper on the top of that. And then this is the same, so you don't, this bit here you're not going to see, so you don't need to place anything on there. The bit in the middle is the bit that you're going to use. So that's 4 by 7. So you need a piece of gold mirror that is 2 notches under the 4. I've got another piece here, 2 notches under the 4. I'm not sure if that's, yeah, that's okay. So 2 notches under 4 and 2 notches under 7. Which is going to go onto that bit there, like so. And then this one you need the same as well, so you need it 4 notches under the 4. And then you're going to need it 4 notches under the 7. So you're going to end up losing the top part of that. So 4 notches under the 7 is there, which that's going to go onto there. And then if you wanted to decorate the top bit, you could put this bit on as well, which I'm going to do. So again, 4 notches under the 1. So I can come in and use that bit like so, which means you get that pretty bit on there at the top, which will go on there. And I need a bit of gold mirror, which this might work. Not sure if it's going to be big enough. So 2 notches under the 4, it's not too bad. And then 2 notches under the 1. So I'm just going to put on my tape again, and hopefully that should be okay for this border bit to go onto there once I can see what I'm doing, which goes onto there like so. So there'd be nothing left from that card, bit of cardstock. So now I've done that bit, I'm going to have to assemble the whole thing. So let's get cracking and do this. So as per usual, all-purpose glue right down the middle, like so. Tacky glue in the corner. Just be a bit careful when you're putting the all-purpose glue on that you don't go too close to the edges, because if you get it on your gold mirror it will take the shine off the gold mirror, which I've done that a few times doing cards. Just going to straighten it up a little bit. So that's that bit done, and then these 2 front bits, I'll move that out of the way for a minute, the card. So then I've got this one here, so I'm just assembling the things together at the moment. Once this works, so just a little bit down the centre there, not too close to the edge. That's where I made the mistake on the last one, because it went all over the place. And then just bring your gold mirror in and hold it as still as you can while you place this into place. And that should be okay. So that's that one. And then this one, oops, so that goes that way around. Same again, all purpose down the centre. Like so. Bit of tacky glue in them 4 corners. Don't need a lot. And then place this down onto here. And then just give it a bit of a smooth out. That's that one done. And while we're at it, I'm going to do these 2 pieces, and then we can stick all this down to the main card and then bring the card to life. So all purpose down the middle again, tacky glue on these 4 corners again. When it comes out of this bottle, I think it's got a bit of a blockage, but so this is going to go that way. Just making sure I was putting it, not that it really matters when you put it on the mirror card, but it just matters when you put it onto the card fronts that you get all this the right way around. And then this, the same again. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'm just trying to get my glue to come out of its bottle. And then tacky glue in these 4 corners again, and then place this down onto this piece of gold mirror as well. So while they're drying, them 2, these ones should have nearly dried. So I'm going to place this one, I'm going to get my glue to come out, so just down the centre there. And then the all-purpose glue in these 4 corners again, although this glue's not working again, this bottle. Decided it doesn't want to work. Just give it a little bit of a poke with my needle. And hopefully that should loosen the glue. There we go. Bit of tacky glue in them 4 corners. And then bring this around, so you can flatten that out if you prefer. And then place this down. You don't want to go too close to that edge. Bring it over slightly so you get happy with where it's placed. And just give it a good press down in them corners. Get a bit of glue on my hand down again. And then this one is the bottom piece along here. So again with the all-purpose glue. My bottles are getting a bit, these all-purpose ones are getting a bit empty now, so they need filling up. So the longer they sit upright, the more it takes me to squeeze to get it to come out. So this one is going to come in onto this piece here. Just going to give it a bit of a shimmy down, so that it sits onto there. And then this one is for the piece above it. So that's going across there, and glue, and then dab that on there. And then this is going this way up. And then this is going to go straight across there. Hopefully it won't need much of a press down. And then once you're happy with it, you can stand the card up. It won't stand up at the moment because it's not thingy. So, and then for this one, this is the Trickster one. So I'm going to come back in with some all-purpose glue. Down the middle again. Tacky glue in the corner. And then place this down onto this, so I need it this way up. Like that on there. This one I think I'm just going to come in with the tacky glue, and hopefully this will stick onto that like so. So then for this one you need to put on some red liner tape, scissors to cut it off, and again on this bit here, and then you need to turn it around to do this bit that's going to be on the back of the card. I've lost the end of my tape. So now that one's going to come in. And then this one's going to come in onto the bottom again. Snip it off. And this red liner tape is really like sticky, so that's why it's good for these type of cards when you want something to really stick down. And then the fun with this one is now I need to know roughly where I'm going to put this one, because I've got my topper to go on this as well. So I'll just take the red liner tape off. I think I should have left, oh excuse me, I don't think I should have took that completely off until I'd placed this on the card properly, because I don't know exactly where I need to. So I'm just going to hover it for a minute, just so that I can see how far over I needed it to go, or how close I need it to go to one edge. So okay, because obviously this has not been stuck on there yet, my hand is sticking to the tape on the back of this. So I'm just using this as a guide at the moment. Right, I know where I need to put it, so I don't need to hold that anymore. I'll keep that in my hand as while I'm trying to stick this down. So you just find the edge of that and hopefully it's in the right place. And then make sure that it's stuck down. And then you bring, oh you idiot, idiot. Tape for this one was supposed to be on the other side. Okay, I'm going to have to leave that on there and do this side. Lucky enough, putting the tape on the wrong side of the bit that I was going to stick down, it's not going to matter so much, because once I get my insert, it should adhere to this pretty good. So now with this, because of this card is the way it is, so that bit needs to be, so this needs to be, if I can, I might have to stand this up actually, if I can stand it up, because how I need this to be is to marry, so this bit stands forward, so that bit needs to be like that, and then when the card goes flat it will sit like that in an envelope, but it will need to go in a it's going to have to go in quite a big envelope or a box envelope. I think these would have to go into, so if you're good at making box envelopes then you can put it in a box envelope, or you just buy an A4 envelope and stick it in an A4 envelope. That's what I would do, because I can't make box envelopes at the moment. It's not going to stand up straight, so what Sybil Jane normally does, and I've seen other people do, is put a card blank on the back so that the card will stand up. So I might do that in a minute. So I'm just going to get my foam pad to put on the back of this one like I did on the last one. Hopefully I haven't cut these too long. No. And then I can stick that on, and then I can grab a card blank if I've got one somewhere. If not, I'm going to have to rustle one up. That one was nearly a little bit too long, but it's fine. So I'm just going to bring this in now, flatten it out a little bit, and decide, because I don't want this to be above that anymore. So that's going to come into there and sit on there. So when it's open, whoops. So when it's open, it will sit like that. But because it's a large card, I'm going to have to put it on a blank card front. Sorry. So we did have some borders on here, but I don't know if I'm going to put a border on it. Just have a look in a minute, see if I am. Because with a lot of these you get two borders. I don't always use them. But, and then this one, sit back, relax and enjoy your day. So that will be that one finished as well. Just bring in my foam pads for a minute. Put them on. And then take the backings off. throw them in the bin. So considering this was quite a big project and a big card, it's not taking that long to do it really. But the next one, when I do one like this, because I've written all the instructions down that I did, I would be able to do the whole thing from start to finish. So I'm just going to put this, sit back and relax and enjoy your day, just on there. And I'm just going to have a look at these borders, see if I want to put anything on this bottom bit. I probably don't, because I don't think it's going to be long enough to go across there. It's upside down anyway. So I could do it so it sits like that and then feather it, but I don't think this card actually needs that at the bottom. If it had been a bit longer, it might have been alright. So I might actually leave that off. I'll say if you're doing it to a female, then you could put a bow on this bit, or you could even put a bow there, but I'm not going to. So I think, like I said, I think I'm going to leave that, or what I could have done was use this decorative bit on the bottom here and then put that bit there instead. But I was doing it so that it matched top and the bottom. So that is how that card is going to stand. Well, it's not going to stand, but yeah, so I could have come in with one of these borders if I wanted to, a couple of gems on there, but I think I'm going to leave the borders off, as I quite like it without the borders. They can be used on something else or another card or whatever I do. So I'm just going to grab a card blank, well, not grab a card blank because I haven't got one, that's an 8x8, so I have to make one up. So just bear with and I'll do this on here. Let's bring in my trimmer. Oops, knocking everything flying, because my workspace is not, you know, like 100%. It's it's not a big work area that I've got. I've just got a normal computer desk, well, two computer desks joined together, pushed together, side by side, and then all my surroundings around me with all my bits and pieces on. So I do have like limited space of where I can put stuff sometimes. So anyway, just cut down a card, a 3-piece of, I think it's 300 GSM if I remember correctly, and I'm just going to have to fold that over so that I can get this through my trimmer, which I forgot to burnish that down first. I just want to check with this one to make sure it is an 8. Oops, that's quite a heavy card actually. Make sure it's an 8x8. Yep, it's definitely an 8x8. So I'm just going to cut this down to 8x8. I'm just going to double check that, make sure it's not 9. Yep, so it's definitely an 8x8. I'm just going to trim that. Oops, trim that down. Put my trimmer down out the way, and then if I put that on that way around, so it's a 10th fold, when you open the card it will sit like that. Voila! Success! So here we go. So to do this, I'm just going to put some, I'm going to use another bottle because that bottle's getting really low, or I could use my construction glue if I really wanted to. So I'm just going to put some all-purpose down the middle of this. Still going in with my tacky glue in these 4 corners, like so. Bring in my card blank, bring in my design, marry it up as best as I can, give it a squeeze down, push down, and it'll still, even on there, it'll still fold like that, so you can get it in a box if you've got a box and you wanted to post it. And then that's not quite set yet, so I might have to go back in with a bit more glue on some of these corners. Just give it a push down in the corners, and then once it's dried properly it will stand like so. So that is, whoops, so that is how this card stands, and that is it from the side. So it's like got a little door, and it'll go that way as well, it'll go that way, and then it'll stand as a tent fold. And if you're really artsy and clever, you could actually do like a little drawer to go in there. I've not actually tried to do that. So yeah, that is that one. So all I've got to do then is put the insert into that one as well, and that one is ready to go if I actually send it out, post it. It's going to be quite a heavy card to post, to be honest, but let me just bring in the other, I haven't put in gems on, let me just put the gems on to finish the card off properly, and then we are done. And this, I'm just going to put a couple of gems on there. So I don't want it to be too big really, because there's not a lot of space up the top here. It's just finding gems that are the same size as each other. I think that's the same, yeah. So a couple of gems in that corner there, and then maybe what I'll do is just put a couple of gems on here, so not too big again. So I put a bit too much of a dollop of a glue on that one, but so I was going to come in slightly bigger, but I changed my mind. Oh, you know, you're a bit too small. And like that. One there. I'm not sure if these are getting smaller. Yeah, so a little tiny one there. Well, not that tiny, but you know, once I get less and less in here, I'll be able to tip them out into a tray so that I can find out the sizes. Because I know it's a mixture of sizes. I think they go from like a 10 or 12 down to a 3 millimeters in size. Just brought them as a in a pack with a door that goes around like that, but I'll tip all mine out because it just makes it easier than trying to tip out certain ones. As I say, these had a lot of static. Anyway, babbling on again. So I've lost my lid. No, I found my lid. So that is that card done. Let me just clear up a little bit of this mess so I can bring in the other card that I've designed with this Alloy Spring collection. And that one stands as a tent. It's a tent fold stepper, and this one is a, I don't really know what this is called. It's I can't think what Sybil Jane actually calls this type of card, but it's a step come tent fold. Anyway, I'm not going to stand that up too long because I've just noticed that my gems are slightly moving away from where I've placed them. Just giving them a bit of a push back because I don't want them to move around too much. Hopefully it's not going to ruin my card when the glue dries. So that is card 1 and card number 2, and 2 different types of cards from me for this video. I've enjoyed doing that one. I've seen them been done before, but I've not attempted to make one, so this is the first time I've made one. I'm quite happy with the outcome and the result for this one, which was the shed, or a relaxing day one, which is the shed and I don't have much cardstock left over from any of them really. I have a little bit of the cat one left, but other than that I don't have no stock card left over from the other one. So that is virtually all I've got left from that cat one. Nothing really, but it'll come in handy somewhere else, I'm sure. So yeah, that is it for today, guys. And there, just to show you, that's like all my workings out. So if you want to have a go, there's the instructions. Hopefully they make sense. They make sense to me, but hopefully you can see all that. So yeah, that is it for today, guys. So thank you for coming back. Thank you for your support, and thank you for all the comments that I get from every one of you when I post my videos. As I say, I do have a little poll on my channel, which is to do with what you would like to see me use to make a couple of cards with. So like the Whopper Topper pads, the little books, the pocket pads, the Say It Was Style pads, or the Craft Pad Deluxe kit. Which, yeah, so I'm going to leave that running for a few more days, because at the moment I've only got a couple. I think a couple of people have clicked on which they would like to see. So I'm there's two things that are equal at the moment, so I'm just going to leave that for a couple of more days, or another week or so, and then see where I am with that. If nobody adds any more to it, then I'll just do the two that have got the most on there, and do one card from one and then another card from another, or maybe I'll do two from one and two from the other. I don't know, it depends on the day, I suppose. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. So until the next time, take care of yourselves. Bye for now.